body is maybe 80 years, 90 years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, we don't know. So this body is a guest house. Mind is a guest. Mind is one day left from our body. So that's why we cannot attach to in this body, not attach to our house, family, relatives. Everything is impermanent. Then how do we take care? You can take care of this body good way, no attachment. You recognize everything is impermanent. So you want to use this body correctly, correct way and good way, create happiness, not create causes of suffering. So everything, whatever we own, we recognize impermanent, we use correctly, not stuck with that attachment. So that's the Bodhisattva's practice. Bodhisattva knows everything is impermanent, everything is changing. Nothing is permanent. Impermanent teaching is very powerful, benefit, but many people don't want to hear that. But actually, impermanent teaching is true. Talking about the natural law of phenomena. So even you don't want to hear impermanent, but impermanent is the nature of law of phenomena means everything is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. So we think about when we was born until now, things changed. So you cultivate, it's really same as dreaming. It's dreaming, It's always the same as delusion. So it's very good to you cultivate, when you was born to until now, you cultivate, everything all changed. So many times we don't remember when we was born, but some we remember with families, loved ones, friends, childhood friends. That time all grow up together, went to class together, school together, and now they have every families. So always a whole change there. It's everything is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. So we cannot control that. Every single is changing. Moment to moment changing. So that's why it's called cyclic existence. Samsara is like, same as 24 hours. We have a day, we have a night. So day is the same as our morning, your wake up is the same as your birth. Even then you're going to sleep is the same as death. So then all your dreams the same as called bardo, between the birth and the death. It's called Tibet is called bardo, is in the bardo beings and other states. Then when you wake up, it's the same as birth. So long as you have tomorrow, you have future life. Long as you have yesterday, you have past life. Long as you have this today, you have previous life. The present life. So long as you go sleep, you have a death. Long as you have wake up, you have a birth again. So the samsara means cyclic existence, or it's changing. No one can control that. No one free from that. So Bodhisattvas recognize that and cultivate, meditate that knows everything is impermanent, become detachment, everything. So long as they are at detachment, free from attachment, no suffering, free from suffering. It's a very powerful meditation, impermanence. One day you lose your loved ones, you meditate impermanent. You're not stuck with that suffering. Yeah. And so we have anyway, like each situation you have to cultivate impermanent. It really helps your mind is become less attachment. That helps you are less suffering. Who meditate impermanent, that person is never going to suffer in the samsara. then one day they die also, no suffering for death. So that's why we have to cultivate impermanence. This prayer practice is very powerful. It's true, loved ones who have long kept company were part. It's true? Yes. 100% true. Where the clarity, where the difficulty will be left behind? Yes. 100% sure. True. Consciousness guest will leave the guest house of the body, let go of this life. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. It's true. So, who's no death? Who's free from death? You cannot show anyone. No any examples, right? Everyone has birth, but long as you have birth, it's a death. So then, that is we have to cultivate verses number 4, impermanent. You practice that, you are free from suffering. Many meditators, practitioners, they don't have much suffering with us because they don't attach too much object. That's why they lose the object, they don't suffering. They don't get suffering. They lose the family, they don't get suffering. When they die, they don't suffering. They are free from suffering. Impermanent meditation helps free from suffering. When you keep their company, your 3 poisons increase, your activity of hearing, thinking, and meditating decline, and then make you lose your love and the compassion. Give up the better friends. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. So that verses is we talked up there is similar. So negative friends increasing our emotions. So your love, compassion, or it's going to decreasing. Your quality is going to decreasing. That's why give up better friends. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Then one day you have your own ability. That time negative friends not going to influence you. So now we are really beginner. Our mind is not stable. So that's the reason easy to change our mind is if you get a spiritual teacher, also you can go that direction. You get negative friend, you go that direction because your mind is not stable and we don't have independently, enough our own practice during that time. So we have to careful followed by negative friends. Then verses 6. When you rely on them, your thoughts come from end. And your good qualities grow like the Waksengmo, cherish spiritual teacher, even more than your own body. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. If you follow by spiritual teachers, follow by good friends, then your quality is same as the moon. So no, I think about today, tomorrow, every day, moon is increasing. Your love is going to increasing. Your compassion is increasing. Your wisdom is increasing. So your quality or increasing, negative or decreasing. So that's you can feel yourself. You recognize if you follow the spiritual good friends. We know so that you follow by negative friends, that person is become his life is all is become changed to negative is wasting whole life. So many ways like in samsara, the life is going to become change to negativity, and then whole life is going to wasting. No benefit their own, no benefit others. Then harming for other beings. That's why we have to follow by good friends. Verses 7. Buddha himself in the jail of cyclic existence. Bound himself in the jail of cyclic existence. What worldly good can give you protection without really the wrong way? Buddha, not Buddha. Okay, so bound himself, okay, in the journey of single existence. Why worldly God can give you protection? If we wanted to take refuge, only take refuge to enlightened beings. Someone not enlightened, you cannot take refuge to that. Means they are still stuck in samsara. So I don't know, you have this kind of connections. We have spirits, local gods, mountain gods, powerful, worldly gods. There are many different kinds. If you take refuge to them, you're not going to get free from samsara, because they're also stuck in samsara. They are not enlightened beings. So we take refuge to is Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Why is we take refuge to Buddha? Buddha is enlightened beings. So enlightened beings means who is free from samsara. Who is free from samsara is Buddha. Buddha means like many beings enlightened. So we take refuge to them because they can protect us, they can help us, no any others. They are stuck samsara still. So that's why when you take refuge, you have to make sure that person is enlightened or not. If you know enlightened, we cannot take refuge to that. Yeah. Wound himself in the journey of single existence, what worldly God can give you protection. Therefore, when you seek refuge, take refuge in the three jivas. Three jivas is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is a Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is an example I share with you short way. So we are same as a patients, and Buddha is the same as a doctor, who has wisdom, compassion, doctor, okay? Who cares patient is the same as own child. And then Dharma is the same as medicine. Sangha is same as a nurse. Nurse is taking care of the patients. So that's why patients take refuge to doctor, medicine, and a nurse. The temporary example. So that can help our, recover our illness. Same like that. We are samsaric beings. We are sick of the emotions. Long as we have emotion, we are suffering. We are same as the disease patient. Patients. We are patient because we are suffering due to emotion. Then we have to take refuge. Take refuge to who? Buddha, because the Buddha is free from samsara. He has a compassion. He has a love. He has wisdom. And then Buddha, he said, I cannot take you to liberate. Yeah, I cannot pour you into the realms. I can show you the path. So the Buddha is the same as a teacher and a doctor. Then what Buddha he can give us is a teaching. It's Dharma. What is teaching? Teaching is love. What is love? Love is introduced to our selfish. So long as love arises for others, you know selfish yourself. Compassion. Long as compassion arises, no anger. Anger, compassion cannot be together. Long as wisdom arise, no ignorance. So due to ignorance, we kept going, create some causes of suffering again and again. We never learn ourselves, samsaric beings. So we create the causes of suffering again and again, all the time, many lifetimes. So that's why we have to take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is the same as, interdependent. They are interdependent. We talk about the democracy system is like check and balance. So these three of them, no one has a power. Three of them have to come together because they're interdependent. It's connections. So only Buddha, without the Dharma, we cannot liberate. It's Dharma, no Buddha who going to share teaching. And only Sangha, no Buddha, no Dharma, then Sangha is, we don't know. So become, say, without a teacher, school, education, whatever you have, subject, no benefit. If a teacher is there, no school, no subject, no benefit. So then student is there, no school, no teacher, no benefit. So that's why all these have to come together, interdependent for connections, interdependent. So we need a Buddha to show us right path. We need a teaching, his guide to follow. Then we have to put effort ourselves. So we have to do ourselves. You know, Buddha said, I can show you the right path, but liberation is up to us, up to you, he says, because he cannot take us to liberate. We create our own karma. We have to purify our own karma. That's why here, the three jivas which were not bad to you, this is the practice of Bodhisattvas. We rely on the Buddha Dharma Sangha. If you are students, you going to go to school, you have to rely on school, teacher, and subject. It's you know so they are perfect. Then we rely on them. So no, that is a samsaric education. But this is enlightening education. Yeah, no samsaric education, enlightening education. Rely on the Buddha Dharma Sangha. So then I'm going to share refuge Saramani. This has Saramani for refuge Saramani. That time also I can share more teachings about these three jivas. Then number 8, the Sadhu said, all unbearable suffering of bad rebirth is the fruit of wrongdoing. Therefore, even at the cost of your life, you never do wrong. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Sadhu said means Buddha said, yeah, all unbearable suffering of bad rebirth is the fruit of wrongdoing. So where is this suffering is come from? Suffering is come from negative deeds. This is talking about cause and effect. So that's why if you don't want the suffering, Buddha said don't create negative deeds. If you want happiness, cultivate virtuous deeds. Negative result is naturally suffering. Cultivate virtuous deeds. Result is naturally happiness. That's no one created that. That is called natural law of phenomena. So Buddha he discovered the true nature. He discovered absolute truth. Every being has a Buddha nature. Every being has an opportunity to enlightenment. He discovered every being has followed the cause and the effect. No one control us. Usually, people think someone powerful, God or someone control us. But Buddha said no one control us. Our karma control us because we create our own karma. That's why we can purify our own karma. If someone control us, then we cannot do anything. So we are powerless. We are become innocent. So yeah, I think innocence, right? Yeah, innocence. We cannot do anything. So then just please help me. Whatever you do, that's it. So here, cause and effect is actually we have our own, choice. If you do good, you get good result. If you do bad, it's negative suffering. Cause and effect means like same, like if you go into samsara, everything, if you do good, yeah, you get good job. You are like good, you get good job, you can make more money. So that's also like just relatively samsara, temporary way, this is a more longer vision than that. So temporary like if you go to school, take good homework and study hard, you get a good grade, and then you graduate, parents are happy, and you get good job, company happy, you're happy, you can make money, and your family also happy temporarily, yeah. So that's also cause and effect, temporarily followed by cause and effect. Then this one is more bigger than that, actually, more beyond than that. Means like not only talking about this life, so we thinking about a more future life, that we know this life is not much can change. So right now what we have, okay, we are human being, so we just go to like highest level, we know where we get in the samsara in this human being's life, right? Wherever you get in the samsara highest life, is maybe president, country, rollers, but it's going to lose. Power is impermanent. So no any place has like really happy and joy, safe place. So the Bodhisattva's goal is not samsara, get something joy. Bodhisattva's goal is free from this samsara, and future life goal is liberating. If we wanted to liberate, then we have to follow the cause and the effect. So Buddha discovered is natural law of phenomena, means negativity deeds naturally create the causes of suffering. So same is you drink the poison, and you get sick and you die. That's also natural law of phenomena. And you eat medicine, you can recover them. So Dharma is practice is same as medicine, recover our illness, emotions. Negativity is same as poison, take and get sick, die. So that's why Buddha said, don't do wrong things. Perfect living at the cost of your life, never do wrong, is the practice of Bodhisattva. Like the dew on a trail of blade of grass, pleasure of the three worlds last only a while and then vanish. In this samsara, Buddha said, no really permanent pleasure, happiness. Everything is so temporary. Temporary is causes of suffering. Temporary everything is causes of suffering. So same is like fishing people take the fish. What is it called? The hooks. Yeah, fishing things, right? They use fishing and they cook the fish. Why? Because they are attached to the test. The fish is attached to the face, then fishing cooked. Suffering. So our pleasure is the same, is like that. It's causes of suffering. Temporarily joy, happy, but it becomes slowly change to suffering. Then no permanent. Trail of a blade of grass. Pleasure of the three worlds last only a while and then vanish. Aspiring to the never changing supreme state of liberation. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is not attached to the temporary happiness. Their goal is permanent happiness. So their goal is liberation. Then their goal is not only their own liberation, their goal is others' liberation too. So this has two sections. The first section is for beginners. For beginner is like not talking about right now here is others benefit others. But here right now talking about how do we get from suffering. You know, so how do we change ourselves? How do we free from samsara? How do we get liberated? They talk about that part here. So that is the all these nine verses. So then is next is coming to the Bodhisattva's practice, means not only thinking about our own benefit, thinking about others' benefit. So there has two sections. First, beginners, you really cannot think always others, because we have self-grasping. Yeah, if you think others, like you're going to lost. You don't have that yet level yet. Yeah, so that's why first, of course, like own benefit and others' benefit. Like you have steps to go. Then you say, oh, I'm going to benefit all these sentient beings. Great. No, first step is you can cultivate, mind generate, And aspiring bodhicitta is most important. Aspiring, like we wanting, not really doing action. So action sometimes causes of suffering. So it's you have to do the levels, because you do action first and say, okay, someone need this laptop, I'll give you laptop. Tomorrow I need this laptop. I have to share teaching and through use this one. I don't have I'm done there. Then I'm upset again. So that means I don't have the level to giving for others. Then I can give something different. Object is okay, benefit others. So that's why we have to follow by our individual level first step. And then you have to cultivate. The mind is always like cultivate, thinking about the bigger picture, but your action is always your ability to follow. This is a Bodhisattva, when you mothers who have love, you sense, tongue without the beginning are suffering, what uses your own happiness. The Bodhisattvas think they have 100% clearly understanding this one. They know all these beings used to loved ones, parents. So that's why their own benefit is not pleasant for them. Their own happiness is not satisfied for them. If love mother is suffering, and we are enjoy here, that's pleasant for us? No, right? If our mother is like sinking in this ocean, and we are enjoy, dancing, music, it's all this desire objects, enjoy that's satisfying? No, right? So Bodhisattva is seeing every being's used to mothers. That's why they don't care own benefits. They're not satisfied their own benefits. When your mothers who have love, your sense time without beginning means like many, many lifetimes, countless lifetimes. So this is a logically proven. We are reborn in samsara. It's not this life, no previous life. How many? Cannot count. Words cannot count. We talk about billions years. But then they cannot count more than that. And we are reborn in samsara, same like that, billions. How many human beings? 7 billion human beings. This can count. So that means like all these 7 billion human beings used to our loved ones, mothers. Same as in this present mother. So you cultivate the thing that, and your mind is more open, and arise like kind of more connect with others, no less boundaries. So you are become this change. You seeing others also become different. Usually, okay, strange ones. I don't know them. Okay, I know them. So always like we have a different levels of boundaries. You cultivate this section, meditate, become just not only human beings, even animals. You truly love arise for everyone. Because you recognize this is not only in the writing here, meditators practice meditate. There has this accomplishment, result. Sometimes, oh yeah, it's like good poetry. Someone wrote really nice, beautiful words, but it's not possible this. We can achieve this kind. But all the bodhisattvas achieve this level using this method. Because this is true, that's why it's power of true. You go that direction, you can get. So now we are wrong direction. That's why we don't recognize this true of power of true is. It's called power of true nature. Uh, what uses your own happiness? Therefore, the three limitless living beings develop the artistic intention. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva's love for everyone, all sentient beings. Called talk about the three realms is the desire realm, form realms, formless realms. They also have so many different levels. So some in the Buddhist teaching, Abhidhamma teaching, talk about all these three realms. Why they're reborn there, which kind of ability they have. So much details in that teaching. So all suffering comes from the wish for your own happiness. Therefore, Buddhas are born from the thought to help others. Therefore, exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. All suffering comes from the wish for your own happiness. No, where is this Buddhas come from? Where is this samsaric beings come from? Very simple. Understand here. This all the Buddhas come from benefit for others. Where this samsaric beings come from? They're thinking about own benefit. So Buddha Shakyamuni, we are same beings, first time, same ordinary being. So Buddha said he cultivates love, compassion, and benefit for others. That's why enlightened. Why we are stuck in samsara? Because we always thinking about our own benefits. So that creates the causes of suffering. It's spiritual. It's totally different than worldly activity. Worldly samsara, we always have to think about our own benefit. That is the first priority. So our own benefit, how do we get education? How do we get good job? Yeah, how do we get good family, and then how to make more money, and how to create this samsara power for high level. So that kind is all we does. That is all is looking for our own benefits. These politicians who say I'm going to benefit my country people is liars, 100%. Not true, because there has actually very strong selfish and very strong the thinking about own benefit. That's why that is not true. The Bodhisattvas 100% thinking about the benefit for others, not thinking about our own benefits. So that's why this temporarily looking our own benefit, temporarily winner, but long goal is loser. Do you understand? Temporarily, who take advantages, who take the own benefit, that temporarily they get winner, but longer is loser. And the practice of Dharma, Dharma practitioners, temporarily they are loser because some people take advantages from them. Someone said negative things to them, they don't yelling to them, and someone create suffering, they don't get back to against them, just leave them, release. But those are like temporarily loser, but truly they are winner. They are free from samsara. And when China invited in Tibet, this many masters practice this one. They don't against these communist armies because they cultivate love, compassion to them. But then temporarily, of course, this communist armies, they are power. They are really, have a power, and they can do whatever they want, and then they can torture people. So the others loser, but slowly time change goes. There, who does these negative things, they 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 also get suffering after, like, slowly they communism their own seeking different kind of, power people, right? They're killing each other, they're harming each other, they die suffering negativity. The spiritual people slowly become, they use that energy and they use who torture negativity, but they use that energy, change their, become spiritual Bodhisattva, love, compassion person. Is they're actually suffering, affected to them. So that's why this is the true protection, absolute true protection. These teachings, long as you engage in the practice. But due to our selfish emotions, hard to, go in this direction. Even we accept the mind, but hard to do actions. So that's why it's hard. It's a bit, okay, your question, let me bit. That's a bit easy. This is a very simple way, explain. Where is Buddha's come from? Benefit for others. Where is this samsaric beings come from? Selfish, thinking about own benefits. So if you do something, cultivate virtuous deed means most powerful virtuous deed is benefit others. Then of course, like, virtuous deeds benefit us too. Like, even you not thinking about others, you can do something yourself. Virtuous deeds can benefit ourselves, but not that much powerful. Most powerful virtuous deeds is thinking about others, wanted to benefit others, doing something is most powerful. So that is 100% introduced to our selfish. So where we are come from, why we are stuck samsara, due to our selfish, self. My, that's so strong. And thinking about others, like, you remove I and self. So this too is a contradict. That's why Buddha said, reduce the selfish, cultivate love, compassion for others. We create ourselves is strong and strong. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. So I think we can leave it there today. So now you can ask questions. First, go ahead. Yes. I cannot hear clearly.
Sure.
Can you come more close?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
So regarding this Bodhisattva path,
Yes.
needs to consider the benefit of thinking beings.
Mm,
So let's say I encounter myself in a situation where I choose
mm,
the good to others instead of the temporary benefit to me.
mm.
So what is the effect that this mind path or this choosing of doing good to others causes to the person itself?
Oh, so you helping for others and like benefit you, comes benefit you. So that means like become create more safe. That's your question?
My question is, what is the effect of choosing the good to others instead of the good to me every single time.
Oh, why we choose others? Why not choose us ourselves?
Not quite like the benefit.
What is the effect? Not necessarily a benefit.
Uh,
What is the effect of choosing that path every single time?
for thinking about others,
Yeah.
then is go to enlightening.
So this is in the long term,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
What is it in the short term?
Okay, short term is good, yeah, short term. Long term is enlightened. Short term is become you less selfish. Less selfish. You have more friend. You have more friend. People like you, and you know they trust you, and you happy. So that also comes from the, you know, it's like benefit others. Yes. So yeah, it's everyone trusts you, like, oh, he's not going to take advantage of me. I can trust him. He's a good person. He does good things. I wanted to do something for him. So everyone say, okay, I want to do something for him. Because the Bodhisattvas, people love Bodhisattvas. Why? They don't have selfish. That's why. Yes. Make sense?
Right?
Make sense or no?
Yeah.
Do you get? Okay, thank you.
I would like to comment here to your question that instead of only thinking with the brain, you start using much more your heart. So your brain chakra, heart chakra awakens. What do you think with like body, speech, and mind? The awakened heart chakra. Personal experience. So, be careful.
Yes.
What about putting boundaries and boundaries? Maybe like sometimes for me, for example, it's like I could give more. Like I care about myself first. So like both sides, like being selfish and being like too giving without taking the experience are not. So how would the other extreme? What would be the opposite?
You mean the not going to two extremes? Okay. Sacrificing yourself, yes. So that's the five part. 10 to me levels of Bodhisattvas. So, all the different ability levels. Buddha said, if you don't have ability to giving things for others, your right hand give to left hand give to right hand. So this all have to practice in mind. So mind, you know, one day ability, everything come from, then no suffering. Otherwise, exactly, you know, it's go to wrong direction. Because we don't have ability, mm, capacity to that level, you do something effective in your life. Example, okay, I don't need a home. I don't attach to my home. You give up your home, you get suffering. We need a home. But for our ability, capacity, not so strong attached to the house, just think impermanent. Okay, it's my support. And don't give up the home. Not talking about homeland, just where you live a house you need. Homes you need. So then one day you truly no need. So wherever you go to your home, the ability, capacity is to come from your mind. And the generosity, just, like first you give right hand to left hand to right hand, and slowly you can give up some things, no effect to your mind. So then you giving the higher. One day you have ability your mind, no suffering. Even you give like your hands, bodies to others, you don't get suffering. So that's why I see high realizers, some yogis, the same as a homeless, but then you think about a homeless person, the comparing, homeless persons are really suffering. The yogis, practitioners don't have homes, they're not suffering, they don't need, truly do need. Their home is a suffering. The wherever yogis goes, their home. The elements is all is their protection. This five element no effective for them, mind and the body. Of course, body, but mind never affected. They're not suffering. Yeah. Yes.
I have figured out that I started thinking of my most precious, my most valuable that I could give to others. Giving my time to people, to help people, not necessarily material things.
Yes.
Your knowledge, your time, too much. I think we know who we are when we it's taking our energy. We don't let people down. Really everyone well.
Good. Yeah. This that's perfect. Sharing the time, sharing the informations. That's also generosity. Yes. Yes. Yes.
They talked about uh, this version how to in my life I have been suffering for the things that I remember I did wrong or when I have a broken heart or for the expectations that didn't accomplish. Karma is about the actions that we did in the past, or karma also represents our thoughts that we still have from what we have experienced. Did I explain myself? How can I control my thoughts of the things that has passed? That is what karma also. Right?
Yes. That's a past thoughts or karma. Yes. It's karma is not every just movement create a karma. Yeah. It's a better intention. Intention. It's wanting to harming for others. That intention is called negative karma. So sometimes we mistakes, there's less karma, and your intention is more powerful. So we create negative karma previous life. So that also you can purify that karma too. Because to do something in this life, you can purify that karma. Previous karma you can control means that you can purify. Yes. If yesterday your cloth is dirty, what you can do today? You can wash that dirty cloth. Cloth, yeah, you can wash. How to wash? You have to use this different method, soaps, machines, different kind of method. So different practice. You chant this 37 practice also to wash the negative karma. Yeah, cultivate good thoughts, good intentions. So meditate. You just all this every practice is changing the karma. That's your question?
About understanding the difference between the karma that represents the actions I did
Mm.
and the karma that represents
You mean the past thoughts?
Yes.
Past thought means no, you're thinking about the past, or you already talking about like what you thought yesterday.
I think too much in my past. Bad experiences.
Can you say again?
Los recuerdos tristes, unas malas noches, una persona
He's asking like if all the thoughts that the negative thoughts and the negative moments that he had in his past, those generate bad karma for me.
Thoughts and action together.
Oh,
Both.
one side one and on the other side the other.
So,
we cannot let go of the bad thoughts.
uh,
Go over them, like leave them in the past.
And
He
if that,
continues with them.
or continue with them, negative karma, thoughts.
and if that is generating more negative karma to him.
Yes,
of thinking.
yes. So that's why when that thoughts arise, you read this 37 practice, that negative karma all is transformed, changed. You need some method to change that, because you're going to another direction very strongly. So someone said, don't go that direction. Just you change it, and when you have something negative thoughts purpose, no generating that thinking again. So during that time, right away recognize, read this one, change the direction, transformed. So you stop there, just right away, stop there. You're not generating again. That moment you can stop. And what we do is, I don't know, there has a picture image. This is called compassion Buddha Chinrezek. So visualize this. And the child, and right away you can stop there, this kind of thought. Yeah. Then the perverse karma also decreasing is, negative karma is purifying. So most important, your mindful recognizing. Oh yeah, I'm going to generate again that negativity. Right away recognize, then use the negative thoughts, recognize, and then visualize, and the Chinrezek, 100 times mantras. So that really helps negative stop, and the negative is transforming to positive, and also purify karma. Yes. You're welcome. Yes.
Are you normally around with negative people when those thoughts arise, or you by yourself, situation where you get into that negativity and try to avoid making situations and people that one thing I gather with me, not anymore, but with myself being judged for that, myself being maybe being very strict to who I believe I am, accepting.
Yeah, that's a very good your question. Usually you can change your environment conditions. So change the which one you can change the situation, environment. That's really helps. Good. Thank you, everyone. Bonjour, c'est Joe Rumboje, Oji Bana, Jijoroje, Jiba, Nyamba, Mevaya, Koni, Gonda, Bavariko. Sonam de Amje, Zivanye, Dona, Nimbe, Dana, Bonze, Jiga, Namje, Balon, Jobaye, Ziban, Tolen, Roa, Jovariko, Sanjos. Shiza, Kinse, Kinjin, Jija, Temper, Nella, Wanto, Bicom, Barringin, Barja, Debas, in the Judo, the Zong, Gomben, in Georgia. Thanks, everyone. I don't know, you can hear because of the wind.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all your patience. Thank you your effort and patience. See you tomorrow.
It was great.
See you. Bye, Kempo. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Eight.